Okay, welcome to Module 1112 of Music Theory 2 class. Hope you guys have been doing a lot of ear training, a lot of, which one is that? Is that the fifth? We're going to do some of that here in a second. Go ahead and turn to page 18 in your notes. We're going to go through the quiz. So we did a lot of ear training last week. We also touched on rhythmic notation. If it's a little over your head, don't worry about it. The more you mess with it, the more you'll learn it. But I want you to go ahead and take a minute, pause the video at home, and go ahead and fill out that 9 and 10 quiz, and we'll come back and do the answers. Now let's go on to question 10, and let's all do it together. So pens ready. Identify the interval that your instructor plays. Identify the interval that instructor plays. Okay. Here's the bottom note. Here's the top note. I'll play them together. One more time. Bottom note. Top note. So I'm going to start on a different note, second interval, because y'all have all been doing all your ear training exercises, right? Lenny Tristano, Charlie Bonacos, knock it out. Okay, and Perfect Pitch Pro on your phones. Okay, here's the next one. Here's number 2. First note. Next note. Together. Together. First note. Second note. Number 3. By the way, if you need me to repeat it, I'm happy to. Just you got to holler. Here's number 3. First note. Second note. Together. Together. Apart. I hear Grant humming, and I'm scared that your humming's not quite it, so I'm going to do it one more time. Just because I love you.
They were not going to know us, but they're going to remember your name.
Okay, exactly. Here's the 4th one. Everybody on the video now is going to know Grant, because I don't keep referring to.
Ear trained though. Figuring out the scale.
Okay, number 4. Here's the bottom one. And the top note.
Ooh. That sounds like a tritone.
Could be. And separate. Keep going. Go do it again.
No, wait a minute. Do it again.
She wants it again. I'm going to go on. Number 5. First note. Second note. I like my little movements when I do it. I don't think about it until after. Then I go, because I do, and then I go, I don't know why I do that. Here they are together. One more time, or y'all got it?
Yeah, one more time.
One more time. I would love to do the first one for Alyssa. For all you online in Germany and Japan, this is all for Alyssa. She's a good old Texas girl. I can't say no to a Texas girl. Here we go. The very first one is this. Okay, so let's go through Module 9 and 10 quiz on page 18. Number 1, there are how many eighth notes in a quarter note? No, not everybody at once. It gets really confusing now, just one at a time. No, seriously. How many eighth notes are in a quarter note?
Two.
2 is the right answer. No, Bobby doesn't get to throw out any more. Do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Question number 2. How many quarter notes are in a half note?
4.
4. Let me unpack that for a second. Let's look at this. Okay. A half note, if we go back to what we talked about last week, here's a measure with 4 beats. Okay. A whole note equals all 4 of them. Right? A half note equals 2. So you'd need 2 half notes in order to complete the measure. So that's 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then a quarter note gets 1 beat in our typical common time. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So just a second ago, we had a half note equal 2, a quarter note equals 1. So Chase, look at that for a second. Go back to question number 2 and reconsider your answer. How many quarter notes are in a half note?
2.
2's the right answer. Grant jumped in. Because 2 of these equals 1 of those. Does that kind of make sense a little bit? If it's brand new, it's totally piece that you don't know because this is brand new stuff. Okay? We'll keep trucking. How many 16th notes are in a quarter note? No. She says 4. Who said 8? Grant says 8. Okay. Now, if we keep dividing that, a quarter note equals 1 beat, an eighth note equals a half of a beat. So we would need 2 eighth notes to equal 1 beat. So a quarter note and 2 eighth notes are the same. Okay. But now if we want 16th notes, they're the next layer below eighths. So a 16th note, which has 2 flags, equals 1/4 of a beat. Okay, which means we need 4 of them to create a quarter. So we're going to have 4 16th notes are going to equal 1 beat. And then question number 3, how many 16ths are in a quarter note? There's a quarter note. So the answer to number 3 is 4 16th notes. Okay? Question number 4, how many half notes are in a whole note? Who said 2? Grant, I'm glad you're jumping on it. That is the right answer. He said 2. There are 2 half notes in a whole note. So a whole note equals 4. If a half note equals 2, you need 2 of these to equal 1 of those. 2 times 2 is 4. Question number 5, how many eighth notes are in a half note? Now remember, an eighth note equals about, an eighth note equals a half of a beat. And a half note equals 2 whole beats. How many halves are in 2? Well, 2 halves is 1. So 4 halves is 2. So the answer to that question is 4 eighth notes in a half note. Gotcha? I did some tricky ones on purpose. Just to see who's paying attention, let's look at question 6. Unless somebody has a question on the table. Kind of makes sense a little bit? Where it says, I need to study this a little bit more. I believe as we go forward and as we're doing some of the things we're going to be doing, the more you make music with these rhythms, the more it'll make sense. Okay, so true or false, number 6, true or false, dots are used to lengthen a note to 1.5 times the note length. True or false?
True.
True or false? You say true. Grant says true. It says dots are used to lengthen a note to 1.5 times the note length. Now, if I have a half note equal 2, if I add a dot, I'm going to add half of whatever this is to it. What's half of 2? So if I add 1, this is going to be a total of 3. Right? So a dotted half note equals 3. Dots are used to lengthen a note to 1.5 times the note length. The answer is true. I just walked it through to see if you're paying attention. Yeah?
Freaked me out like I was wrong.
Ah, that's exactly what I was doing. Anybody put false, be honest, make the devil mad. Everybody got true? Okay, good. You know the devil hates it when you're truthful? Just saying. That one's for free. I don't cost any extra for that kind of stuff. I'm just kidding. Okay, so question number 7, true or false? A rest implies that you do not play a note for that amount of time. True or false?
True.
True is the right answer. Yeah, everybody felt confident on that. I'm not going to try to get you off.